From the News Channel 5 Network, this is SportsLine.
All right, welcome everybody to SportsLine. John Burton with you for the next hour. You see the number at the bottom of your screen, 737-7767. Give us a call. I got a lot to get to tonight. Tonight is Adam night. We've got Adam Vingan from the Tennessean who covers the Predators. Talk a little Preds hockey. That's coming your way next segment. Bottom of the hour, we're going to talk to Adam Sparks, also from the Tennessean, to talk about Vandy men's basketball and baseball. Of course, the Commodore baseball team, they open against San Diego this weekend at Hawkins Field. So the college baseball season getting underway. So we're thinking thoughts of spring, folks. The weather's supposed to get nice this weekend, low to mid 60s for a high during the weekend, so it should be good weather for baseball. Good to see the Vandy boys back in action. We did speak with head coach Tim Corbin today. We hope to play you some of that before this hour is up. Now, on the other side, the men's basketball team, a devastating loss last night at Mississippi State, 75-74. They lose on a buzzer beater. This after the Commodores had built a 17-0, or a 17-point, I should say, second half lead. And you have to think that their NCAA tournament hopes are all but gone. And you wonder what this means for head coach Kevin Stallings and his future. So if you want to weigh in on either one of those, you can as well. And the Predators, they play the Boston Bruins tomorrow night at Bridgestone Arena. And they've been hanging in there lately, getting basically a point per game. A lot of the losses in overtime. They are 1-9 in the 3-on-3 overtime format, and you have to wonder what the problems are there. Any concerns you have about the Predators not making the playoffs? Again, Adam Vingan from the Tennessean, who covers the Preds, going to join us next segment. We're going to talk about that. A little sneak peek. He says that the Preds will make the playoffs because the teams that are below them for that wild cards, one of the two remaining wild card spots in the Western Conference, are so bad that they'll get in almost by default. So we'll try to get an idea of what's going on with the Predators as well. Also, because we've got two guys named Adam coming on as guests, we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to start a little Twitter thing for you. You can tweet me at John Burton 32. That's at JONBURTON, the number 32. And use the hashtag Adam Night. And let me know, who is your favorite Adam of all time? Is it John Quincy Adams, former president? Is it Adam West, the original Batman from the 60s TV series? Who is your favorite Adam of all time? Again, use the hashtag Adam Night. You can also tell us here on the phone, 737-7767. I'm not sure what to make of this Peyton Manning deal. And there's a lot of speculation going forth as to why Sean King wrote the article he did. Obviously, Peyton Manning getting involved with some not so flattering things with a trainer up at the University of Tennessee some 20 years ago. And everything that's been documented, as far as we know, has been settled. Yet another lawsuit comes out. So I'm wondering from you, does this taint your image of Peyton Manning? Obviously, Peyton Manning is beloved here in the state of Tennessee. He was a superstar, obviously, at the University of Tennessee. A lot of people think he got robbed of the Heisman Trophy by Charles Woodson. Led the UT to a lot of great wins. And, of course, went on to have a legendary NFL career, going to the Hall of Fame, just coming off his second Super Bowl win just a couple of weeks ago. We've got David on line one, I believe. Yes, producer Courtney says yes. David, I believe it was you that called the office earlier today. You wanted to weigh on this. Go ahead.
Yeah, JB, I got a question. I got two questions for you. Okay, if this thing was settled in '97, why do they bring it up now? Because, you know, to me it seems like with this lady that used to be the trainer in Tennessee, it seems like, and this is just me, I'm just saying, if it sounds like she's running out of money for some reason, it's going to bounce right back to what Peyton did years ago. But
right.
And then the other question is, I think with what happened last night with Vandy and Mississippi State, it's like the NCAA said last year. If Vandy don't go to the NCAA, Stallings' job is gone. So, hey, you have a great night, JB, and thank you.
David, thank you for the call. We appreciate it. David checking in again. David couldn't wait for tonight's edition of SportsLine. He called He called me at my office earlier today to weigh in on this. So I'm wondering from you, does this tarnish your image of Peyton Manning? Are you ready to sweep this under the rug? Is this a big deal? Is it not a big deal? I'm not sure where I come out on this. I kind of understand where Sean King, who wrote the article that was produced last weekend, is going in terms of how somebody like Peyton Manning is treated in the public eye versus somebody like Cam Newton is treated in the public eye. And we've been at it a lot about Cam Newton, spent a good portion of last Wednesday night show talking about Cam Newton. So I want your thoughts on it, and I want to know, is your image of Peyton Manning tarnished in any way? Let us know at 737-7767. Checking in early, it's my frenemy, Philip in Nashville. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
Has this tarnished my impression of Peyton Manning?
Yeah.
The answer for me is no.
Okay.
Because I'm not the one who crowned him the greatest quarterback to ever play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the one who crowned him the greatest human being to ever put on an NFL uniform, which is what collectively the media has done. So here's what I've heard members of the media, both local and national.
Mm-hmm. I've
heard, well, this case was settled. This case was settled and it's dead and gone. Really? Greg Hardy's case was settled, dead and gone. But that was perfectly acceptable. And to continue to rip the Dallas Cowboys, to rip Greg Hardy, it doesn't matter. You know, he's a jerk. It doesn't matter. Blah, 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 blah. But Peyton Manning, who we've crowned the king of human beings,
mm-hmm.
Oh, no, we're going to make excuses for him, and we put our stamp of approval on him, so therefore we're going to back for him, which is exactly what the media did with one Donovan McNabb quite some time ago. But it's the exact same thing. The hypocrisy in the media over this is the story. And to your first caller, this is not about Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
This is about a lawsuit against the University of Tennessee.
Right.
Peyton Manning happens to be a part of that. But to deflect from that, again, the local media predominantly wants to chime in with the whole Peyton Manning thing, like this is some kind of witch hunt against Peyton Manning. That's not what this is about at all.
Okay.
It's this simple. The sports media would be so much more respected by me if they would acknowledge once in a while, just once in a while, when they're wrong. But they don't.
Mm-hmm.
They crown people. They call people Hall of Famers before they've had a full career, and once that door is opened, there's no dismissing it. When they crown someone an evil, bad person, it never goes away. But this is a battle with the media and themselves. It's not. The media isn't doing what they're doing, going out of their way to deflect this situation on Peyton Manning's behalf. They're doing it on themselves because they don't want to be wrong.
Well, let me ask you a question real quick, Philip. You're saying that are you saying the media created Peyton Manning and that maybe he's not a Hall of Fame player?
I'm not going to say that he's not a Hall of Fame player. He's a good quarterback.
He's one of the best of all time.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
You don't think he's a Hall of Famer, first ballot?
No.
Really?
He will be a Hall of Famer because the media will put him in. Should he be
Philip, come on, man.
Hall of Famer?
Come on. He's
absolutely not.
You don't. So wait a minute. Philip in Nashville, you're telling me right now on SportsLine February 17th, 2016, that in your opinion, Peyton Manning is not a Hall of Fame quarterback?
He should not be. I'll give you an example. We went through this. The media has this idea.
What about Brett Favre? Is he a Hall of Fame quarterback? He just got in. I mean, he's in.
To that. I'm getting to it.
Okay.
I'll speak to that.
Okay.
The media has this, and it's their job, and I realize that. The media has the job of hyping the NFL audience that every year we are watching the greatest of the greatest. And I realize that's a daunting task, because I'm okay with a few NFL seasons of not seeing the greatest quarterback to have ever played the position. I'm okay with that. The NFL is looking for a Cal Ripken moment. They constantly want an NFL player to be a Cal Ripken. And what made Cal Ripken so huge was because it was huge. That was legitimately special. And in the 90s, I'm a Cowboys honk, but during the 90s, all we heard about in the National Football League media was Brett Favre and Steve Young. Brett Favre, Steve Young. Brett Favre, Steve Young. They crowned them.
Troy Aikman got a lot of run, too.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Come on, he went to a bunch of Pro Bowls. He won 3 Super Bowls. Everybody acknowledged that he was a very good quarterback.
And the majority of the NFL media will tell you the best 2 quarterbacks in the 90s were Brett.
Look how the national media just loves the Dallas Cowboys and everything they do. So you're telling me that they purposely did not acknowledge Troy Aikman as one of the better quarterbacks in the league when he won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years? Come on, man.
No, all I heard...
Peyton Manning owns virtually every major passing record in the history of the NFL. And you're telling me he's not a Hall of Fame, that all he is a media creation? Come on, Philip, you're better than that.
Fantasy stats.
You're better than that, Philip.
Not get the job done. Peyton Manning...
The guy's won 2 Super Bowls. He's
in a crappy division...
Oh, my God. Troy Aikman had the best offensive line. He had the all-time leading rusher. He had an all-pro tight end. He had a very good second receiver, and he had a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
And
he handed the ball.
Had nothing to do with that.
Here's what Troy Aikman did. He handed off to Emmitt Smith behind that offensive line. That's what he did. Peyton Manning carried offenses, carried teams on his back. They finally got him some help, and he got over a couple of times. And you're telling me he's a media creation and not a Hall of Famer?
He carried teams on his back during the regular season in a crappy division where you could have 500 and made the postseason.
Oh, my God. He was winning 14 games every year.
Are you going to let me finish?
I'm debating it right now, but go ahead.
9 times out of 10, when Peyton Manning made the postseason, he lost in the first round. When he finally had to play real competition, Peyton Manning got his butt whipped 9 times out of 10. You can't deny that, dude.
Thanks for the call, Philip. It's Philip in Nashville, ladies and gentlemen. To recap, Philip says Peyton Manning is not a Hall of Famer, but a media creation. Stay tuned next week when he'll come up with another conspiracy theory. We're going to take a break, come back with your phone calls. Adam Vingan from the Tennessean is going to talk some Preds hockey. If you're on hold, stay there. Philip, please get help. We're back after this.